Okay, today we are going to move on with our project. We're going to cut off her hair, and together we're going to remove her head. I've never removed an L.O.L.OMG doll head, but we have the bowl, stuff to clean up with. The water is boiling in a tea kettle, and we've got some, let me move. We have some tools. We've got, excuse me, we have, I have to correct my grammar, some, what do you call these things? Tweezers, hemostat. So we're going to use that to dig inside the doll's head to remove the hair, if we need to. We have scissors. We have more scissors. We have more tweezers with a curve. And we have our doll. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, light on. Let's get started removing her hair. Okay, I wrapped some rubber bands around the braids because I want to kind of keep these. I don't know if that's hoardery or not, but I'm just gonna, I think what I'm gonna do is get under there. Yeah. Okay. This is a messy process, so if you are expecting this to go smoothly, we could try, but I have a sneaky suspicion that it's a little elbow grease because it's been that way for other dolls too. Watch your fingies. Sorry for the fingies. Word. Just had a hair explosion. Okay, so I want to keep these braids, so I'm doing my best to remove them. So far, so neat. Not so bad. You can have some diaper wipes on hand or any sort of cleaning rag, because we are going to make a little bit of a mess with some hair, and if you want to keep your area clean, go. Okay, performing surgery. First one down. Okay, second one. Let's start here again like we did the other way. I'm not sure why I'm keeping those. I'm imagining something in my head though. Project. The dark hair is harder to accomplish. Wow. Because I can't really see what I'm doing. I'm basically just going underneath the hair that's closest to the scalp. But if you don't want to keep these, feel free to just start, cutting away. Okay. Well, it's not too bad of a mess. This actually keeps the hair contained a little bit, although I think that the mess is going to begin once we get the hair that's closest to the head. Go under here. Well, we're going to be removing the head together too. I haven't removed L.O.L. dolls' heads yet. So, this is going to be you and me together, doing this together. If you're going to hold on to her ponytail or her braids, you should probably have a Ziploc bag or something. Throw them in. Alright, I need to focus on this. Let's see. Find the underneath way here. I might even fast forward through all this if it's boring to you guys. I'll find out soon enough, I think. Get my sharper scissors and see if that helps. Sure does. Yeah. All right. Let me see if I have a Ziploc bag real quick. Right here, it should. Let's see. Give me a sec. Hang on, ma'am. I have a bunch of these coffee things. What do you, those coffee carrier, cardboard coffee carriers. I'm going to be using these to make stone. Okay, sandwich bag. So if you ever go to Starbucks or coffee place and you get those cardboard carriers, I save them and break them up because I'm going to be using them to make pebbles or rock formations for my dioramas. So I just usually have my children save me theirs, or my husband and myself, and yeah, for future projects, for fun. Okay, I'm gonna use it for the beehive, I believe. Okay, so this is just an old sandwich bag that I've had crafts in. Just throw those in there for a future project. Because they're so neatly braided and everything. I don't know. I think maybe I can make like a pirate girl or something. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. All right. Let's continue. Let's tackle this hair. Remember, get your diaper wipes out or whatever else you have laying around to clean up this mess. But don't do it until it's all done, because if you moisten this area, you're going to have sticky hair all over the place. It's just going to be gross. It's better to work dry at first. Okay. You're getting a haircut. I covered her body for nudity, but you may see her booty, so I apologize to YouTube and the like. You just keep doing this until all the hair is gone. Try to keep the mess contained if you can, obviously. But once we get her head off, we'll be able to, we can melt the glue in there and perhaps pick off the hair rather than having to sit here and cut. As Dave Matthews would say. Oh, I can't believe I just said that. Oh, jeez. Anybody remember Dave Matthews? Pretty awesome. Saw him in concert. Very talented dude. Whoops. Okay. Now she's gonna have a bunch of black hair all over her covering here, so if you see that in future videos, it's because we did this together. I wanted to mention, I forgot to say in the last video when we removed her makeup that her hands are also rubber, and I was going to edit that in, and I did not, and I apologize. But yeah, these are rubber too, so if I didn't say or articulate properly, these need to be protected as well. So if you're going to remove the nails, definitely clean them right away. The arms themselves are a little plastikier, but these are rubber. Legs and hands. If I didn't say. Okay. Just try to lay the blade close to the head. Also, try not to scratch the body. If you don't care, that's okay. Just go for it. Yay, we're starting to see the scalp. It's great. It's really cool. I'm happy. This is the first time I've really done this with such success, because I've done doll customizing in certain ways, but I'm not like, as you know, I'm definitely learning as I go, and I learn better by doing. So I don't know if you guys are that way, but that is definitely me. So I need to make mistakes for me to learn. So that's just how I am, for some reason. Not to sound cheesy, but that is my learning style, is just making a bunch of mistakes a few times, and then I finally figure it out. That's how I commit things to memory, and I'm able to store them in my head. You can't just tell me how to do something and then bam-o, I do it like a genius. It's just not gonna. I don't operate like that, sadly. Oh, you see, I could start pulling this out. Oh, this is neat. Okay. Check it. Oh. Very cool. Okay, pretty soon we're going to boil her head. We're going to remove the head and then take the rest of the hair off. So I don't know if you want to consider this a tutorial or not. I guess you could. But basically just try to keep your mess contained. Try to have sharp scissors. Regular scissors for the long hair. Then a hemostat with this curvy thing. You can get these on Amazon cheaply. To put inside the head to dig around the scalp once the glue's melted. And what that'll do is when you scrape around the inside of the head, it'll pull the hairs out. But let's make them as short as possible. I believe that's a good approach. If I'm wrong, I apologize to the pros out there. I am going to do a lot of cringy things, and I don't like that idea, but I absolutely enjoy the ride. I want to enjoy the process. I want to make mistakes. I want to, I enjoy being in Noobville. I feel accomplished when I, figure things out, and, I feel like I've earned my bones, if that makes sense. I earned my place in the dolly community, so I don't mind embarrassing myself a little bit. Yeah, these Sharpie scissors are definitely a plus. These are like, I believe these are like hair cutting scissors for salons. These used to be my mom's. She had them for some reason, and she gave them to me to craft with. So yeah. Okay. Not bad. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, and I'll figure that out by doing. But feel free to leave comments about what you feel I should be doing at this moment if it's not correct. I won't feel offended. I'll definitely listen to your advice if there's an easier way. I still need to make my own mistakes and, kind of experience my own mistakes so I can learn from them. That's just how my brain works. But I would love to hear any feedback. Hopefully you can see this. I haven't checked. Oh, see, the scissors are really cool. They're pulling the hair out. Do you like this style of video where I do the activity in its entirety and let you watch while I just ramble like an idiot? Or would you prefer that I speed it up with music and all that kind of stuff? Like, what's your favorite style? I don't want to drive anyone crazy. I don't want to be cringy. My favorite videos to watch are long videos, like I said, of people doing their crafts and just kind of chilling and zoning out and listening to their personalities and their perspective on doll customs and customizing. So that's what I enjoy, so I think that's why I'm gravitating toward this style. But if you feel maybe I should just be sticking to voiceovers and dear Lord, please stop talking, then I can do that too for some videos. Okay, she's looking good so far. I think I'm going to clean up this mess, and then we're going to boil her head, okay? So we're going to dunk her in a little dolly hot tub. So let me clean up this mess, and I'll be right back, okay? All right, let's move her. So we're either going to cut here, or we're going to be funny and keep it. So cut. Might keep it, I don't know. It's a little dusty. Yuck. Okay. Let's see. Let's get our Honest Company diaper wipes because we're fancy. We're so fancy. And they're super cheap, believe it or not. They're like $2 and something on Amazon, actually. They're not expensive at all. Alright, let's move our tools. This might be good for you to watch, actually. If you're a beginner, but I doubt it. I doubt you guys are beginners, but I think I'm the beginner and you're here to watch me flounder, which is fine. And I mean that in a nice way. Like, feel free, because I'm on a creative journey. I'm on a journey. What I might do is just do a speed thing and have music and stuff while you watch this in fast motion. Now you could have a sandwich bag on hand right now to throw all these hairy things in. Okay. So let me do. Actually, I have something else. One sec. I have this foil thing I'm going to use. Okay. And if you don't want to use your diaper wipes for this, you can use paper towel and water, obviously. Your choice. You're probably thinking, why didn't you just vacuum it up or something like that? Well, I have a dust buster, but it's not good. You guys know that. Those are horrible. The battery dies in 30 seconds, and then yeah, it's just not good. So I decided I'll just do the meditative thing and just do the work myself. I don't mind. It's relaxing to clean up after myself anyway. Okay. Getting there. One more should do it. Let's see. I have some ideas for this girl. I'm still finalizing my ideas. I do want to make her, one of my ideas is, should I surprise you? I don't know. Yeah, I think I want her to be a pirate girl, like I was talking about earlier. But I want to start with it. You're probably thinking, well, why did you remove her hair then? Well, because I want to start from a blank canvas, like no hair, no nothing, and just make a plan, and then I'll show you my plan. I'm still working on the bee thing too. I just want to do things, you know, not everybody really likes bees. Like I think bees are awesome, you know, but some people might not like bees. So I thought I would just, Halloween is coming, you know, so I kind of want to keep moving along with cool stuff because it's my favorite holiday. Okay, so I'm trying to get this spot off. I think that's paint, but I don't know what that is. Okay. Hair. Okay, good enough. Clean up the rest afterward. I told you I was OCD. I'm not joking. I was diagnosed with it. So I apologize for being a pain. If it stresses you out, please let me know in the comments below if it stresses you out or if you can relate. If it stresses you out, I'm happy to cut things out that take too long because I do not want to do that. That is for sure. Okay, so here she is. What we're going to do is we have our bowl. She's going to be in a dolly spa. Okay, we're going to fill her up after we fill this up after we boil the water. And then we're going to put her in her little bowl, like, you know, kind of can bend her knees, I guess. Please forgive me if this is an unappealing, you know, dolly gymnastics situation here. We're going to soak her head so that this becomes soft, and then together, because I've never done this, we're going to pull her head off carefully. Hopefully it won't break. And then we'll be well on our way of getting the rest of the hair out. Okay, let's do this together. If I fail, let's have a laugh. If I don't fail, let's be happy, be excited. Okay, so I happen to have my water here, so let's, oopsie, move it over here, put the bowl over here, move this over here. Okay, this is to pull her head off without burning myself, so make sure you have something. Okay, silicone mat. We'll let Miss Thing sit right here. Let's begin boiling our water, okay? So, I have it plugged in already. Alright. And now I'm going to press this button here. This is the Hayden water, blah, blah, blah. It's just a teapot, tea kettle. You can see. Okay, we're going to let it boil. It's already heating up because I had it boiling earlier and then decided to turn off. Then we're going to put the water in here, let it sit for a second or two, and then we're going to dunk her and see what works. Okay. Are you ready, ma'am? Ready for her spa. I'm excited to try this. Can't wait to see if it works. Let's see. Is it boiling? And we'll probably leave her in there for a few minutes. I'll keep an eye on her. We can do it together, actually. We can keep an eye on her, make sure her head just doesn't collapse and melt. But I don't think it will, because I've seen this done so many times, but you never know. Wait till it starts to bubble. Sorry about the dolly hair, still around. Yeah, I would love to know if this is the style of video that you enjoy, the long, kind of meditative ones that last forever, or would you prefer, do you prefer videos that are more refined, less talking, more speeding up and kind of getting to the point? Because if enough people say that, then of course I'm going to work on doing videos like that, because I do not want you guys stressed. Looks like it's about to boil, so about to... She's excited. It's probably safe to take it off now, but I'm really excited to see it boil. I just filled it up so we could see it. Didn't have to be, you know, filled up like that or anything. There we go. It's starting to bubble. Moment of truth. Enough of that. Okay. And you can use this technique for boil washing too. Boil washing hair. Certain types of hair you can submerge the doll's head. Oh, look, it pops. That's cool. It pops when it's ready. And then air dry, and then do a little, when it's damp, you can do a little hair straightening or stuff like that. But there we go. Not want the phone dropping in the water now, do we, guys? That would be, ouch, that would be bad. So let's do a little adjusting here, make sure we're secure. All right, we're going to put our dolly in here. She's in. Okay, kind of gonna not sure if she's able to stay. Let's do this. I guess, yep, that's a good one. That's a good one. Let's just hold it. Cover her up a little for decency purposes. I'm so sorry, young lady. All right, let's keep it here for a few. Maybe we should get her arms out. Yeah, let's get her arms out. She can hold up her own napkin. Oh, it is softening. Check that out. It's actually, I can feel it. It's spongy. It's turning spongy. Okay, so the moment of truth is coming. So if we, I hope this is successful. Please. Please. Let's check it. Okay, I think we should be able to, what was that, like a minute? Let's try this together, guys, okay? This is probably going to make a mess. But let's take her out. Her head is a little hot. Hot. We did it! Look! We did it! Alright. Is that not the coolest? We did it, guys. Okay. Now, I'm going to sink her head in here for just a few more minutes. Let the water get inside the hole. Because we want to scrape out the remaining hair plugs. So let's sort of, it's a little hot, be careful, but let's let the water get in there. It is hot, wow. But yeah, let's keep it submerged, and we can, I think I might grab some gloves. Let me see if I can find something. Hold on. Let's hold her head down like this. Okay? Let me grab some gloves if I have any. Yeah, I do have some. Let's see. These are supposed to be the heat gloves, you know. I'm gonna pretend like they're not, just in case that's a fib. But let's hold these, put these on. Okay. All right, let's take our dolly. All right, now. Yeah, I can attest that these gloves are not heat protected gloves, because ow. Ow. I'm okay, but I can feel the heat, definitely. Okay, all right. Now this is the part where I'm not sure. I've seen so many videos, and when they edit their videos, I don't quite know what they do between this phase and the part where all the hair is out. So we're gonna do this together. I'll either leave it in for ha-ha's, or oh, that's hot. Yeah, these gloves are not protecting gloves. Oh, dude. Or I'll just edit and then show you the end result. Let's let her soak a little more. Some cooler head down, because this is super duper hot. Yeah, it's still hot. Yeah, I can see why they edit it out, because it's, some people might consider this not very fun. So waiting for it to cool, you know, it's like watching grass grow. But I would definitely watch a video with the full process happening, because that's just how I am. But not everybody is interested in that. I'm trying to let her head cool before I start grabbing it, because I'm going to need to grab it to get all the hair out, you know, and scrape the skull. So, alright, let's see if I can grab it. It's still hot. Oh, God. Hold on. So, I hate to say this, but I got these from Temu, and they were marketed as heat safety gloves, and I thought that was suspicious, and I can say that they are not, in fact, heat safety gloves. They're not. So if you see these pink gloves, they're probably good for like holding your doll while you do face-ups, but beyond that, no. Heck no. Because that hurt really bad just now. Clean up a bit. Okay. Alright, I'm going to let her head cool for a sec. And then we'll get to work on that tricky little digging inside the head thing. Let me move my teapot kettle out of the way and unplug everything. We don't want an accident. Okay. I think I'm going to move this as well. It's still pretty hot. Like, I'm shocked. It's insane. Let me grab paper towel. Towel. All right, let's work on this. Let's see what we can do here. Still a little warm, but just be careful. So all I'm doing is taking this inside the head and scraping, because we've managed to heat the glue up on whatever's in there. I don't know what's in there. The head is so deep, I have no clue. But we're just gonna see how the hair is like kind of coming away from those little holes. I guess that's the technique. Okay. Shame on... I don't want to say that. Okay. I need a script. These are not heat protective gloves. Not at all. Not even a little. Alright, so just keep scraping the tip inside the head. See how it's pulling the hair? Wow, that's super cool. Let's continue with that. Very nice. Check it out. That is awesome. Okay. Just keep scraping. Oh, it looks like whoever rooted her kind of stabbed her head a little bit. We can shrink those holes by boiling her head. Maybe we'll do that in a minute together, or maybe I can make a separate video. You can shrink those holes by leaving the rubber in hot water. This is cool. It is working. Look at that. Yeah, look at all those deep tears in the... It's interesting what you can hide, you know, when you... Look at that. Huh. We might need to soak the head some more to melt the glue more. That's okay. I'm just kind of scraping super hard here. Not too shabby. It's really, let's sink her head in a little bit more to work around those edges. The water's still hot, just so you know. Hold it here for a minute. Sip of my coffee as I did not finish. Okay. Careful, because it's probably still pretty hot. So this is a pretty tedious process. The only discomfort I'm having is my hands. It hurts when you know, scrape really hard with the metal. And the water is still incredibly hot. Wow. Oh, that helped. That helped a lot. Dang, gotta be careful not to go through the head. Let's move this again. Look at this hole. There's a huge hole. They hid that. I could take the blame for that, but I won't. Because I know the hole was there. Oh, goodness. Okay, you just keep scraping it like that. Eventually we'll get to the part where we get to dig out all the gross hair. I'm not sure why this is not coming out. There we go. See that hole there? That was there. They managed to cover it up with a giant heap of hair. No problem. I know that I know rooting is just like that. Okay. Okay, it's coming out of this. Okay. And what you could do at this point is use tweezers and just, you know, start yanking the plugs out. You could use the hemostat too. Pretty tedious, but you could consider it fun. I mean, it's great to have these skills, you know? Ooh, that's satisfying. Wow. That's really satisfying, actually. I'm enjoying that. Look at that. I love it. I love it, I love it. Getting there, guys, look. This is really cool. My hand is falling asleep from all the squeezing. Let's see how the hemostat does. I'm pulling this hair off the top of the head. Like this. Oh. Well. Not bad. It's a little clunky, but it does really grab. It does. Wow, that's nice. Careful, because they get stuck together if you're squeezing too hard. Ah. Yeah, they're a little clunky because they keep getting stuck together at the bottom because there's a lock. But it is working, and I think I might dunk her head again because it's hardening on me. Didn't think it would harden that fast, but 'tis. Now that I go back to the tweezers, I really appreciate the hemostat. I think that's what those are called, right? Hemostats? If I'm saying that wrong, please tell me. Okay, I'm gonna dunk her again because her head's starting to harden up. Dunk, dunk. Oh, so this is why doll customs is so cool. And it's worth every penny when you buy people's doll art, because it is, you know, you may not see it in a lot of videos, but it is labor intensive for sure. And they put their heart and souls into their dolls, so yeah, it's really cool. And what I'm going to do with these gloves later, after I finish digging out all this hair, is I'm going to take Scotch tape and roll it in a ball with the sticky side on the outside and pull up all these hairs with it, if that makes sense, like this on my gloves. Little trick I learned when I was a kid. Okay, so it's still hot? No, but it's warm enough where we can accomplish something, so that's good. See, the hemostats have these little grooves inside the... I don't know if you can see that, but there's grooves inside. And it catches the hair. That's why these are so good. We're performing surgery on our poor girl here. Oh. Now, I've watched a lot of videos, and a lot of people say, most videos that I've seen, the ladies or gentlemen will say, I'm just gonna leave the hair in there. I don't want to do that. That's gross. I mean, I'm sorry. Most people will take the hair out, but I have seen people leave it in, so I don't know. Let's do... There wasn't really a lot of glue in this head. Scrape the surface inside. It should, if you do it like a circular motion, it should twist it out. But if it's fighting you, you can always use your hemostats on the outside. That hole is going to have to be sealed somehow, depending on what I do with the doll, actually. But yeah, that can become a problem, I think. Okay. I gotta say, I'm not really enjoying working with the hemostats. They keep locking up with this part here. It's driving me insane. Her head is hardening again. Okay. We're getting somewhere. We're almost done. Almost done. Yep, we're almost done. I think, whoops, the edges here. Can you see all that? Oh, my hands are starting to hurt from this. Whew, it's a workout. Okay. Pull the rest of the hair out. See? So whenever you see people with their doll customs and all that, watching their videos and stuff, this is what they're going through. This is the real, this is the truth right here. Okay. All right, let's put her in here. Clean her up a bit. Okay, remember what I'm going to be doing. Is using Scotch tape. In fact, I'll show you that in a minute. To clean up my gloves. major pieces off. I will show you right now. But yeah, this is the, I'll scrape her out a little bit more to see what else I can get out of her head, but I don't think it's going to hurt anything if I don't get every piece. So let's see, where's my tape? Okay, so tape, Scotch tape. See how it picks up the hair? You don't have to do it that way, but I find it fun and relaxing. It'll fill up with hair, so you're gonna have to change the piece, but yeah. If you have some pieces that are like finicky and won't come off. So there you go. Now, let's take this. We'll get back to this cleaning the gloves thing in a sec. Alright, actually let's take her out of the water, see where we are. You might want to, while you have your, oh look, we got some more out. While you're, is the water still hot? Let me see. I think I might have discovered a technique that these doll geniuses do that I just figured out. Let's see. Let's see. Drop my... Okay. Is it still hot? Not bad. Okay. Oh. You know, we may have gotten all the hair out, to be honest with you. Do see a little, couple stragglers, but like, I don't think there was that much hair inside this doll's head. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm digging and trying to pull it out, and it's not coming out, so I think we did a pretty darn good job. There's a piece right here. Let's grab that. That's driving me quite easy. But yeah, check her out. It's so cool. But yeah, like I was saying, while you have your kettle out and everything, if you find these big holes and you want to shrink them, you'll want to boil water and put her in and leave her in there for, 5 minutes, something like that. And it should shrink the holes. Shall we try that? Let's try that. One sec. Let me just get everything together here. I hope you don't mind the long video. Wait a minute. I left a, shoot. My tweezers lid. Where's it? Oh, here it is. Oh, thank God. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. My paper towel. Okay, let's boil some water real quick, but let me show you the holes first and see. We'll do a before and after, okay? Maybe we should do a separate video. I will actually, I think I'll do both. I'll show you now to see if it works and then do a separate video, but well, the holes seem to be shrinking already. What the heck? Alright, well, see how there's like those big holes in there? Let's see if we can shrink that. There's a big one right there. Let's end maybe a couple big ones. Oh, and this one back here. Okay, yeah. Let's see if we can shrink these. Let's turn our water on and boil it. Okay, I'll leave her head here. I'm just going to leave this water in because it's still pretty hot, and we'll just add to it. I'll clean these gloves up. Don't mind the mess. I apologize. It's just, these are wet and it's making me itch. Okay. Tape. I'm going to grab some more tape. These gloves dry a bit. That'll work better. So yeah, wait till they're dry if you get them wet, and then the hair will come off better. Alright, so we're going to work on these holes, try to shrink them a bit. It should work just fine. I have all the confidence in the world, actually. And over here. So let's find out together. And I will do a separate video so it's more focused. But yeah. So moment of truth is coming up in a sec. But yeah, all in all, this person did a really amazing job learning the doll. This happens really easily. Love it. Great job. Like I'm some sort of pro. I'm not a pro, but I can appreciate the craftsmanship, and this person, he or she, did a great job. Alright, here we go. We're going to pour the water. It is steaming, if you can see that. We're going to dunk her in, but let's do it carefully, shall we? Alright. I am going to leave this here. And I hope this works. I'm going to watch it, too. Let's see. Yeah, this is really cool. Let me take this down and show you. I'm rigging this with what do you call it, rubber band, because I want to be safe. I don't want my phone to fall and stuff. All right, but check this out. So those holes are already shrinking. It looks like I could be making that up in my head. However, yeah, this is really hot, and I'm gonna leave it for a good I don't know, 5 minutes. Let's see. Let's check her head out. Holes in the front. Okay, that one especially. That's a doozy. I hope this works. I just watched a video this morning where it worked. So there's that. But if it doesn't, then it just didn't, because I know that it does work, because it's rubber, and it should shrink it scientifically. That makes sense. So, and if not, you can use that liquid fusion stuff. I don't have any of that, I don't think. I'll have to check that out. If I find it on Amazon, I'll link it, so you can, you know, if you need it. Okay. Let's see. Not sure. I just don't know. I've never really done this before, so I'm hoping. can tell you the water is quite hot. Hello, ma'am. You're going to be beautiful when we're done. You see anything happening special? I don't think so. Let's see. Let's turn the bowl. Carefully, because yes, it's hot. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Let's see. Maybe, maybe. It's only been a couple minutes, so. Yep, but she is now, she's completely submerged. Again, I guess if it doesn't work, according to these doll artists that I've seen, you can just use liquid fusion, but this is the first, this is your first, this is the first thing you should do for the preservation of the doll's head, I guess. I don't know, never used it. We're learning that together. We're experimenting together. I think I can see something. I don't know. Let's see. Get her over here closer. Yeah, maybe. Let's turn her head this way. Check out that. What do you think? What you think? The one in the front, on the top of the head, that does look like it's shrinking. Maybe if we do it more than once. I don't know. Now, she has ear holes. I don't want to shrink those. See, she has ear holes. But yeah, I think I will. This is probably going to work if I do it a couple times. But I'm going to look up liquid fusion. And if I find it, I'll link it in the description below. So you can give it a try. But I do believe I'm seeing a little difference here, especially in the area of the, let's see, where's her head? Right there. That was the big hole. And there was a big one in the back. Let's check on that one again. Okay. So, pull her close. Yeah, maybe. All the hair floating around. 2019 is when her head mold was manufactured. But yeah, this could be a really good, I'm sure it is. I've seen people do it, and I'm sure it's a fantastic technique. So this is fun. Okay. Yeah, I love it. It does look like it's working. Am I imagining that? It does. It really does. Look at that. That one at the bottom near the beginning of the skin color, that hole was rather large before. So yeah, you get the point. Because it's rubber and it absolutely makes sense scientifically, so I do recommend this. But if it doesn't work, liquid fusion should work just as well. But I do see it. Look at that. That's really cool. Okay. Well, I can stay on a topic forever, can't I? Alright. I'm going to leave her here and come back and show you the results after it cools. But I can definitely, in that piece right where the skin color starts, the flesh color, that has melted, excuse me, and kind of, you know, formed together. So, but I do want to keep it in there, and I hesitate to make you wait. But let's see. Let's turn from that angle. It does seem to be working. I think she's going to be my pirate girl. Okay. Now that hole, I don't know. I'm not convinced that it's working in that hole or not. I think that one is so large, it's definitely probably going to need liquid fusion. Let's see. Let me make sure the water's still... Yeah, the water's really hot, so... This is really cool. It's kind of gross. But it's really cool. You can see how many times the person poked at that hole. But yeah, anyway, so that's your first option. The second option is liquid fusion. Alright, so I'm going to take her out. And show you the end result of the head. And end the video. Now that hole right there, that is probably irreparable, I would say. I would like to keep it, I would love to keep this moving so you can watch, but I just think you're probably bored of that. So I will come back in just a few minutes. Oops. And see if there's anything that's different. Okay? See over here. I know this is a tried and true technique, but yeah. Okay, I'll be back in a minute, guys. Pause this. Okay. I let the head cool, and as a result it hardens and then shrinks, so that helps. That's what you're supposed to do. So I want to show you this hole. Didn't really, this is going to need liquid fusion, this right here, but the one up here, whoops, up here in the front, that shrunk a little. Let's check the back. This one shrunk a teensy bit. So I would guess if you just do this twice, 3 times, something like that, it should all work out just fine. Otherwise, liquid fusion it up. Let's see. Yeah. So this one, I don't think there's any going back from this one, but I'll try it a few more times and see. Like I said, I'll look up this one. The head is still a little soft, but it's, for the most part, back to its original state. So, depending on what you plan on doing with your doll, you could liquid fusion it, and then, you know, instead of rerouting your doll, you can make a wig. We can do a video on that as well. There are a few different ways to make wigs. But yeah, you can use a wig and you can cover that up really easily. Or if you plan on using like a, you know, not super sculpey, what is that called? 2-part epoxy, because that adheres to this kind of plastic. You know, then you won't need to worry about that because you'll probably be cutting up the doll head anyway. But anyway, it does work. But I only did it once, and I don't think I'm going to need to fusion her or anything like that, because I like making wigs, and I don't think I'll be rerouting her, maybe in some parts of her head, but I'm, you know, it's an easy fix, so you can do what you want. It's an easy fix. But for my purposes, I'm probably going to make a wig, reroute some, and use that 2-part epoxy. So yeah, but it does work. And so yeah, I just wanted to show you that that's the technique, depending on how bad the hole is. It did work for this back part, which is crazy, because that was a big one. I'm not going to go poking holes in it down there or anything, but it's nice that it did a little something. So yeah, just do that 2 or 3 times, and it should melt and form back together for the most part, and then let the doll's head harden as it cools, then come back to it because the rubber will, you know, shrink in that case. So yeah, it works. I'd say 75% of the holes are smaller. The other ones are just too far gone. So alright guys, thank you for watching the video. This is a little creepy. But yeah, the next video I'll do on maybe this technique by itself, and then what was the other thing I was gonna do? Oh, I wanted to do the how to shrink your doll heads, because as you know, LOL dolls' heads are disproportionate to their bodies, and you can shrink doll heads with acetone and water. So yeah, I think I might do a video on that next. But anyway, thank you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye. A little bonus material here. I wanted to show you that I'm hanging my gloves to dry here, and then I'll use my tape to get the hair off. Yeah, barbaric, I know. Okay, we have our water boiling. Just press that button down and it starts to boil.